Wicked Talks.
Tell you what, these microphones sure sound good now.
We kind of polished them up over the weekend, man. I think we're going to have better sound. If you've been hearing less than great sound lately, I think you're going to be pleased today.
Well, I sure hope so. It sounds great to me.
I love it. I think it sounds great.
I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
It's weird that I don't have anything to soundboard to play with anymore.
Right.
I can't think with. Is the phone working?
The phone's working great. We got new equipment for people that don't know. So thank you for all of your help. You guys are helping us build this, which is amazing.
The donations between Rumble and the Venmo have been incredible.
The phone works now. We've improved our sound a little bit, and we got new chairs in here too, didn't we?
We got new chairs. We got new equipment. Here's what we don't have: air conditioning. It is about 100 degrees in here.
God.
We have an air conditioner in the room. Some of you may hear it. We don't even know if you can hear it or not.
Probably.
However, it's about 90 degrees in this room. And
normally this thing, I mean, we need that air conditioner in the winter months because of the equipment and the people in here are so hot.
Right.
Now with the heat wave, it's brutal.
I mean, if you notice the way I'm sitting right now, I don't want any skin touching.
Yeah.
Like it is miserable in here.
Yeah, I'm sweaty. I don't think I look that sweaty on camera.
No,
though.
you're actually looking good. No, I think I'm holding my own right now.
Yeah.
But it is hot, man.
But be advised, you're going to see some sweat beads today, I'm sure.
And I'll tell you something else. It was an interesting day for us, wasn't it?
We had a great day today. A lot of fun, amazing ideas being tossed around.
And it's, for those that have been paying attention since show one, there's a big picture to this whole thing that Matt and I do every day, and we're not going to get into it drastically. But today was one of those days that make you think, well, we're on our way. And it's really, 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 it's both scary and awesome at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of the next level of what we kind of envisioned for this show, I would say.
And to do it in 3 months is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't, unfortunately, to the audience, we can't really give anything away yet, and we don't mean to sound like jerks, but good news today.
Yeah, we want you to know.
We want you to know.
Thank you, first of all, and because of your viewership and listenership,
is why we're even having this conversation in the first place.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm really excited about everything. I'm also kind of glad we don't have a guest today.
Yeah, me too. I just hope we don't die of heat exhaustion in here. That might be an interesting show.
I hope we do.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But the funny thing for me right now is, when we started this, Matt, and you came on board, I thought, all right, at least now it's a real show. It's a real show with two guys that know what they're doing, or one guy that knows what he's doing, and one guy that's fearless and will try anything. But we had an idea, and it looks like this idea is starting to become a real thing.
Yeah.
And to me, that's all I ever wanted, was for this to be something that you and I looked at each other and were proud of and was successful. And it looks like it's going that way.
I think it is, man. Well, stuff is in motion anyway. Stuff is in motion.
It's very rewarding.
The idea machine is coming to fruition.
That's one way to look at it. By the way, I don't even know the rules of like branding when you're doing a show like this. So I got the part hidden. Here's what's hidden. It's Diet Coke.
Cola.
Diet Coke. I'm drinking Diet Coke. I know they're not a sponsor, and I don't know if I'm allowed, but I'm drinking Diet Coke, if anyone's wondering. Do you know the rules? What are the rules with that?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I know they do product placement. They probably decide where they want their brand to be shown.
Like I've done TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you can't wear that. It's a brand name.
We got to get some of those Simpson cans that just say cola.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like
cola.
Get some wraps for our cans.
Well, look, if you really want to know what I'm drinking, check that out right there. Can you read it, Matt?
Hey, homie.
What's up, homie? That's what I'm drinking. What's up, homie? Anyway, Matt, let's get right into it. This is what we do best. Let's talk to each other. So let's get started. One of our favorite things is to thank our main sponsor, the amazing people at Barnes Paving, BARNES paving.com. whether it's sidewalks, driveways, cracks, whatever you need, they can do it all. There's no job too big or too small. BARNES paving.com. Please get a hold of them. Mention Mickey Talks and get 10% off your entire job. Like I said, no job too big, too small. Service most of Maryland and southern Pennsylvania. So get to Barnes Paving for whatever you need. Matt, let's get right into it. Here's a little ditty we call That's the Facts. Matt, what do we got?
Well, today is National Hydration Day, Mick. It's hot. Drink water.
Hey,
even for a short walk, they say.
Having one for the homies.
Have yourself a homie.
Yeah.
It is a heat wave, as people, if you don't already know, 200 million experiencing extreme heat today, either under a heat warning or advisory this week, as dangerous heat is bringing record-breaking temperatures from the plains to the northeast. Some areas could see high temperatures between 25 and 35 degrees above average. So you got cities like Chicago, Philly, and New York are seeing heat indexes reach well above 100, creating some dangerous conditions for the most vulnerable, especially the elderly and young children.
Yeah,
and us here in the Mickey Talk studio.
So where I live, there's an older lady that's been in the neighborhood a long time, and I saw her today, like wheeling her trash can back.
Yeah,
right, and she's like not quite as old as my grandmother, probably in her late 80s, maybe even early 90s. And I like parked right in the middle of the street, and I jumped out, and I carried her thing up.
You're a good guy, dude. That's awesome.
I can't watch old people do shit. I can't do it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I had old people in my family most of my life, and I watched people take care of them. But anyway, so that's not even why I told the story. It's the funniest part is when I was walking back towards my car, and I had to walk past her again. She was standing there by her sidewalk, and she said, "Thank you, Mickey. Thank you so much." And I said, "Oh, no problem." And she said, "By the way, I'm really sorry to hear about your grandmother." And I was like,
she knew your grandma?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, same street, same block. And I was like, "Thank you." And we talked about the house for a minute. And then as I was walking away, she said, "Don't let the heat get to you." And I turned around. I was like, "I won't." Now, I'm not kidding you. She's in her late 80s, maybe early 90s. She looks at me and she goes, "And don't let it get too hot that you can't lay up next to a pretty lady." And I laughed, man. She's such a cool lady, man.
Would you rather it be hot outside or cold outside? What can you take better?
Outside?
Well, anyway, what your temperature, your environment, would you rather be too warm or too cold?
I think at this point in my life, I would take the too hot, just because it's less uncomfortable than when you're freezing cold.
Yeah.
And as we're aging, our bones hurt more. The cold just gets you.
I just feel like I can bundle up and put gloves and a hat on if I have to, but with the heat, we're just brutally taking this beating in here.
I mean, okay, so they both suck, obviously, but I think I guess you're right. I'd rather be, I don't know. I hate being chilly. I do. I don't like being chilly.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Hot, I'll complain, but I can live in it. I don't mind sweating. When you're freezing, though, it's the worst. I don't like that.
Tell me if this is true for you, because in my life, it's always been females usually run cold, so that they want it to be warmer in the room, in the house. And now, guys,
here's the weird thing.
I like the cold stuff.
I like the room to be about 4 degrees when I go to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then bundle up.
Yep.
That I love. I cannot fall asleep hot.
I can't either. No.
I can't.
Luckily, my wife thinks it's too cold during the day with the air conditioner, so we'll turn it down. But at night, she agrees with me. She's like, "Yeah, it's got to be chilly."
That's the weird thing. That's why I think it's weird. There's like a 3-degree range in my house where I feel great.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you're outside and you don't feel temperature? Whatever that temperature is.
Yeah.
I think it's like 69 or 70.
Right.
You
like
just
springtime.
You just don't even
temperatures.
feel the air.
Yeah.
It's like you're existing. I love that. That's my favorite temperature.
Yeah, it's the best time of year where you can open up the windows, turn the AC and the heat off.
Now, I like the heat like outside if I'm in the shade. I don't mind it hot.
Or by a pool or the beach.
I was sitting by a pool yesterday in the shade.
Yeah.
And it was hot. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I don't mind sweating. I'm in the shade. I don't mind that.
Yeah, if I'm around a pool or a body of water, I'm fine. I don't worry about the heat.
But, right.
Otherwise, like if I'm eating at a restaurant,
so
somebody says, "Well, do you want to go outside and eat on the deck when it's 175 outside?"
All right, here's a question.
No, thanks.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
105 degrees?
Yeah.
Or 26?
26.
You're out of your mind. Really?
Well, wait a minute. 26 outside and I'm inside?
Same thing. You got to live for 6 months. 6 months, it's 26 degrees all the time.
God,
the other
that's
one, it's
tough.
105. It's not tough for me at all.
I just have no energy when I'm hot. You know, when I'm
Great.
cold, I
Less
can
shit to
bundle
do.
up.
Less shit to do.
Yeah, I can run around and generate a little heat.
I'll take the heat. I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
yeah.
I think I'd rather live in Aruba than Alaska.
With
what I mean.
with my parents, it reversed. You know that my mom now wants it to be cooler. My dad wants to be warmer
Well,
when you get older.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah. Tell me.
No, I'm not going to put your mom on blast. No, women go through something.
Well, right, of course.
And then
Yeah.
their body temperature
True.
will change. So
Very
that's
true.
why a lot of older people are that way.
You're right.
But I certainly didn't want to talk about that. But since you forced it out of me, sorry, Mrs. Davis.
My
I
mom forgives you.
apologize.
She loves you.
I love you too, Miss Davis. By the way, I say this, but I want to say it again. I was scrolling through my phone and came across the text thread of the first time your parents came here to the studio.
Yeah.
Matt, and it's why you're the way you are. Like, I believe you to be a really nice, genuine, good person. Your parents are great people, man.
They are, aren't they? And I feel lucky. I'd be jealous if they were anybody else's parents.
Yeah, I get it,
Yeah,
man. They're great people. And
they gave us our first news desk.
Dude, they're amazing people.
Yeah.
And if what happened today works out, be the greatest investment in a desk they ever made.
Oh my God, I know. They'd be so happy for both of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about Diddy. Week 8, the defense's turn. This week will be week 8 of the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Prosecutors will finish questioning Diddy's alleged drug mule. Also taking the stand Monday is a Homeland Security special agent who is expected to map the 45 freak-offs across the United States since 2021 and the week before Diddy's arrest. When federal prosecutors rest, they hope to have proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Diddy engaged in sex trafficking and violated racketeering laws. If found guilty on RICO charges, that Diddy's bad boy empire behaved like a criminal enterprise, he is guaranteed to be sentenced to life in federal prison. Witnesses for the prosecution testified about several illegal actions that may accumulate into a RICO guilty verdict, and they are bribery, the $100,000 given to a hotel security. I think we're back in, Mick. Are we back on? Somebody say hi to us in the comments here.
I don't know if we're back on or not. I'm going to go try to look online here.
I don't know. Somebody said screen froze up. Now it's blocked. We'll put this on the screen here.
Should we relaunch?
My mom said, love you guys. Love you, Mom.
I think we're back. We're back.
We're back
live,
on?
Matt. I think we're on.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone.
We're talking about the Diddy trial, trial 8, and they're trying to get him on RICO charges, which include things like bribery, kidnapping, arson, transportation for the purpose of illegal sex activity, and distribution of drugs. So they can get him on all those things combined. They're saying that they're going to put him away for life in federal prison.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if we're still on, buddy. I don't know if we are or not.
Yeah. Somebody just said back.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. I'm technical help.
Yeah.
Look, the whole thing with the Diddy trial,
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting obvious that he's guilty as hell. And that I just hope this judge hammers him. I mean, I hope this judge does the right thing. And I think anyone...
Well, the jury, too. I mean, the jury's got to do the right thing first, right?
If they don't find him guilty, I'm just done with humans.
Well, they had to get rid of that one juror, so there's obviously some funny business going on. Diddy's probably, I don't know if it's Diddy, but somebody's got some funny business going on with one of those jurors, it sounded like.
Yeah, it's so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
It is so bizarre. The level of corruption that is at the highest levels of everything, courts, juries, humanity is out of control.
I mean, imagine the outrage if he got off. I mean, I think there would be a bigger outrage than OJ.
Oh, it'd be 10 times bigger than OJ.
Yeah.
But nobody rioted when OJ was found not guilty?
Right.
Do you think people would riot if P. Diddy was found not guilty?
I don't know, man. I don't know if there'd be a riot, but
I mean, I honestly believe it's one of those things that you have to stand up to.
There were a lot of people who either believed or pretended to believe that OJ was innocent because they loved the juice. But I don't think Diddy has that, man.
I don't think Diddy has that either.
Yeah.
I don't think he's beloved.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I
think people have been so afraid of him for so long. They're happy that this is happening finally.
Oh, there's such a
He's getting
comeuppance.
caught. Yeah.
The comeuppance effect is higher than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Can you name somebody that's ever been on trial that people wanted to see get hammered more than this? I can't think of a celebrity that people wanted to see go down more than this. Amber Heard, once that trial started, everybody turned on that lion pooping bitch.
Yeah.
Right? But
For sure.
I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know another one. Like, I don't think I know one. I'm trying to think. Can you think of one?
Of a celebrity that they wanted him to fry?
Much. I mean,
maybe some people had feelings about Michael Jackson in that way, but
but he was never on trial, like to the point
I
where
feel like he was another guy like OJ, where people were just wanted to be in denial. I mean, he was never found guilty of anything. So allegedly he was caught up in.
Well, I believe Michael Jackson diddled little kids. I at least looked at their buttholes, like they said on the documentary. I'm not making fun of that. Like, I'm not. That's what they said.
Right, but it's still all alleged,
Yeah, I mean, I just think that the in my opinion, I think the evidence, two boys never talked to each other.
Yeah.
Then I've heard they did. It was I don't even know what to believe. Here's what I do believe, that Michael Jackson was obviously a very strange man for a very good reason. From the time he was 4 years old, he was famous.
Yeah.
Never had a normal childhood. Probably had no idea how to interact as an adult. Never had to do anything in his life for himself. And gets to be an adult and just doesn't understand the rules.
Yeah.
And by the end of it was like, I really am a good person. I believe actually, and this could be sick. If he did look at little boys' buttholes or whatever, like he said he did, or touched them, whatever, I believe in his sick fucking way, he thought it was innocent. Like, he thought he was the same age as them. I know it's fucking. I'm not the.
I hear you. I mean,
I'm not defending
an amusement park in his backyard, in a petting zoo.
Yeah, who the fuck has a pet giraffe?
Yeah,
A pedophile.
Yeah,
right.
Who
Who has a cotton candy stand in their bedroom? A pedophile. Like, I'm sorry. Judge me for thinking this way. I don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to believe the guy didn't do it, but
we all do.
Yeah,
we all saw the moonwalk and fell in love.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah.
You know, Billie Jean is not my lover. Maybe Lil Billy is. I don't know. Billie Jean is not. He told us from the beginning. Billie Jean is not my lover.
So FedEx founder, his name is Fred Smith. He's died at the age of 80. The company confirmed Frederick W. Smith, who turned a term paper idea into a global overnight delivery giant, died Saturday at the age of 80. He was a decorated Vietnam War Marine, Smith launched Federal Express in 1973 with 14 planes and 389 workers, pioneering hub and spoke logistics and, quote, absolutely, positively overnight shipping. The company now flies more than 700 aircraft and employs over 500,000 people worldwide. Smith served as the CEO until 2022 and remained executive chairman, focusing on innovation and sustainability. The current CEO called him, quote, the heart and soul of FedEx. Tributes from industry and veterans groups praised his vision and philanthropy in Memphis and beyond.
You know what's cool is that his death showed up 2 days late. He was supposed to die 2 days.
Dang it, man.
Supposed to die 2 days.
What a way to go out.
But they didn't deliver his death till 2 days late. Good news is, though, he got a full refund. That's terrible. Listen, God bless the guy.
Yeah, man.
God, you hear stories like that and you just love it. It's like I imagine. Can you imagine the guy that invented the jelly bean?
I mean, yeah, right. Oh my God.
The fucking jelly bean.
Yeah.
Right. And there's for a billion years now he'll get paid because he invented the jelly bean.
Yeah.
I think about dumb shit like that all the time.
I mean, they made a movie out of FedEx. I mean,
yeah.
The whole what's his name?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks movie. Yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson.
Yeah.
Incredible,
It was
right?
ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question though about that movie since you brought it up. Did you like that? What's that movie called?
It's called Castaway.
Castaway.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Absolutely. It was a long movie, but I absolutely loved it.
You know why I loved it? There was one guy on the fucking screen for an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, I get
and
it.
I never got bored.
Oh, you never? Oh, I thought you said you didn't
I
like
was
it.
fast because all
Yeah.
I could think about is how would I not go insane?
Well, exactly. And how would you survive?
You
made
would.
fire and
You
found
would.
food and
You
all
would.
that stuff.
You would.
I'm fascinated by all that anyway. The whole survival thing.
So one time I made a fire.
Yeah.
I did. I figured it out. I mean, I knew how. Somebody taught me.
Yeah.
But I've made a fire from sticks and brush.
Yeah. I watch enough of that stuff. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Could I do it? It would. It's harder, I think, than it looks.
Easier than it looks if you know how.
If
to
you're in
do
the
it.
right conditions.
Right. You got to have the stuff.
Yeah. Well, and it's got to be dry.
It's gotta be
if
dry.
It rains, you're screwed.
Right. It's
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
But
That's a skill everybody should know, though. I feel like.
do you think you could build a structure
Yes.
out
Dude,
of things?
let me tell you, one of my hobbies
Yeah.
is bushcraft.
Really?
And I watch all the videos, and I love that stuff, man. All the survival and bushcraft and survival in the woods and on a desert island. I love all that stuff.
Oh, me too.
yeah, yeah.
Now, I do believe that I have enough basic skills to survive for a period of time.
Yeah, I can survive for a couple days, I'm sure.
I don't think I could do the year because
that's tough.
I don't think I understand enough of the wildlife around me.
Well, that's what I was
to
going to say.
survive.
You got to have the skills to trap and kill food.
Right.
And B, like you said,
Survive
you got to
them.
know the area
Right.
and what's there and how to get it and when to get it, and survive predators too if you're in an area like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, like a big wolf or a bear,
Yeah.
they're going to eat an exhausted, poop-covered person. Because first thing I'm going to do is shit my pants when I see a live bear. Then I'm running.
Well,
And they're
you
gonna
know which
catch me.
bears. The brown bears, you'll be okay if you're laying on the ground curled up. They say brown you lay down, black you stand up and make a lot of noise.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
If I get to a point where I got to stand up to intimidate a bear,
Yeah. Hey, bear.
and I know you can't climb shit because they can climb.
They'll yeah. You don't want to run either, man.
Here's
They
a
will
question.
outrun you. In a
I know
second.
that. Here's a question. What if you climb up like 8 feet and get them up a little bit?
You got to
Then
go
you
pretty
jump
high.
down. Then you jump down. Can they get down just as fast?
Probably, man.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I'm telling you, I think I'm going to do nothing.
If you're going to be out there on purpose, you got to make sure you have either a weapon or
Yeah.
bear spray with you.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Otherwise, if you find yourself out there in a survival situation, you got to make a lot of noise,
Mhm.
and definitely don't go near bear cubs like that.
Oh, yeah.
You just make
You ever
noise
see
so
the-
you know they're there.
You ever see the video of the girl? I think it's in Asia somewhere. I know she's Asian. I'm just assuming because everybody in the video was.
Yeah.
But there's a bear baby, like a cub, and it's like 15 feet from her. and she starts walking towards it, and you can hear the mother yelling, no,
Oh my God.
out of nowhere, this big ass bear comes out of that bush, stands up on both legs, and this poor little Asian girl just freaks out.
I bet it's a monster, man. It's literally a monster.
Runs back,
Yeah.
and the bear comes down and takes like 3 steps. And I will give this Asian father credit. He comes running into the frame, all big and yelling. "Ah, ah," and the bear stopped and stood up again. The girl got to the car, the old man hauled ass, and they were gone.
Wow, good for him, man.
But it was crazy.
You do that for your kids too, man.
Yeah, I would die for my kids in that situation, sure.
Yeah.
But I'm also, the whole time I'm going, get back, bear. I'm going to be going, you stupid mother. I'm going to kill you when I get out of this shit. I'll save them, but there will be an ass whooping afterwards.
Well, 16 billion Apple, Facebook, Google, and other passwords have been leaked, Mick. I don't know how many of these accounts you have. I've got pretty much all of them.
Yeah, I got all of them.
Around 16 billion passwords were reportedly compromised after one of the largest data breaches in history. This, according to Cyber News, logins to social media, VPNs, and user accounts for companies like Apple and Google have been left exposed. The passwords are often put up for sale on the dark web and can be used for identity theft, fraud, and blackmail. The data watchdog said it's been monitoring the exposed passwords since the start of this year. So, moral of the story here is change your passwords.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. Just trying to be a buddy.
I'm looking at you like, is there more to this?
Just trying to be a buddy.
That's the nicest thing you've done for me today, man.
Yeah.
Although we have a pretty good password now for everything.
We do.
It's long. It's got all the things it needs. Yeah, and it's easy to remember.
Password 1.
Yeah, password 1. That's our password to everything. Yeah, no, it's a good password we have.
So Honda is now building rockets. Did you know that?
No.
They're the latest company to get into the game of sending rockets up into space and bringing them back in one piece. The Japanese automaker says it successfully conducted a launch and landing test of an experimental reusable rocket. It took place at a Honda test facility in Japan. The nearly 21-foot rocket, weighing over 2,800 pounds, flew for 56.6 seconds before landing within 37 centimeters of the target touchdown point on its 4 retractable legs, which also supported it at liftoff. It's amazing to me that they can even do that.
I don't even understand how it works. Do you?
Well, I mean, you mean how they land it back down?
Yeah. I mean, like, so that thing.
No, it's the smartest thing ever, though, because they used to just dump them in the ocean.
Agreed. But my question is, that thing is a separate compulsion system than the actual rocket.
Yeah.
Then when it gets up high enough, the rocket fires off of that. This thing's still running.
Yeah.
And then they just drive it back remotely. Is that basically
It's got to be, there's got to be some kind of remote control, or it's built into the rocket to know where to, like, it's got a GPS where it lands. I don't know exactly, but it's got to be one of those things.
It's so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
And, I realize the people doing this, the Elon Musks, the Jeff Bezos, the Honda, whatever, they're some of the smartest engineers in the world.
I mean, they're doing more because space money went away for a long time. NASA really hasn't innovated, it seems like.
Why would they? They don't need to.
Private industry is what pushes it forward.
They do it cheaper and faster.
Yeah. And
we've all
NASA now
this.
Uses private industry. They need them.
Listen, our government was not set up to do shit. Our government is set up to run shit.
Yeah.
To the roads, the military,
yep.
the taxes. You don't want the government building rockets. You don't want the government. I don't even want the government building. I want private citizens building weaponry, which they do. Like, people don't realize it. Like,
what do you mean building weaponry?
So like our tanks, our planes, our missiles, they're all built by private companies.
Oh, right.
They're not assembled.
The military industrial complex.
Right. And I'm against the amount of money we spend, but it is all privatized. It is all private innovation. Now
it's tough, man, because you need a very strong military. We need that. We thank God we have that.
I think it just proved.
Yeah,
we just proved how valuable. Yeah. Notice the whole world went like this last week. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Right. A lot of people thinking twice about messing with us.
You're not shitting. I mean, you see other bigger nations going, wow, what an execution. Like, we're not going to get into it on this show. No. We're not. But I will say to our men and women in the military, when you see the kind of execution that was just pulled off with, whether we want to admit it or not, Iran is a massive military and a seriously dangerous country in the world. I mean, they were weeks away from a nuclear weapon, and with precision and from the air, we annihilated it.
It was very complex, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Good.
And the coolest part, from Missouri, that mission flew
30
to
hours.
Iran and back.
30 hours.
Undetected. Fucking scary, dude.
There's a rocket launching tonight, Mick.
Oh, yeah?
This one is going to take human and pet cremains to space. Yeah. This rocket is set to launch tonight, carrying the cremated remains and DNA samples of more than 150 people and pets. It's part of the mission of Celestis, a Texas-based company that sends remains of loved ones, celebrities, and pets into space.
What if we find out in 10,000 years that dumping anything into the blackness of space can cause a problem?
Well, here, listen to this.
Earth will be responsible for polluting the solar system.
I thought about that when I first started reading the story, but that's not the whole story. So here, the rest of the story is the remains will be in a European capsule atop a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. The plan is for the remains to orbit the Earth and eventually splash down into the Pacific Ocean, where they'll be recovered and returned. So recovery teams will retrieve the capsules, return them to the clients as cherished keepsakes, offering families a tangible connection to their loved one's journey through space. But I kind of feel like if I paid to be in space, like, leave me, I want to be orbiting, I want to be on the moon.
What about, it's like taking your dead grandfather's urn to Disney World and then saying your grandfather got on a roller coaster with you. No, he didn't. His dead ashes did.
Well, true, but people need, during that mourning period, you
mourn so much, you go, it made me feel so much better if my granddad's remains left Earth altogether.
I think as part of the mourning period, if you need to do something with that, with your loved one's ashes, then do it. I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
smoke mine. I'm smoking my loved one's
right
ashes.
now. You are, aren't you?
Yeah, right now. My grandmom, I got her in this little pod.
Mick, after 55 years, radio legend Dr. Demento is retiring.
By the way, I don't know. You're a radio guy. I'm a quasi-radio guy. Respect for him?
Oh, I love the guy.
I mean, too,
dude,
man.
He launched Weird Al Yankovic, man.
Yeah.
I used to listen to him on Sunday nights here in town.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Do you remember, did you see the Weird Al movie?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I love Weird Al. Let me say that up front.
Yeah,
I was very excited for the movie.
I thought they shit on him.
Yeah, I think they should have done the movie. It was, the whole movie was a spoof too. And
it was weird.
I would have liked it to have been a real, actual documentary or movie about a biopic.
Yeah, biopic would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Dr. Demento, whose long-running comedy radio show helped introduce the world to Weird Al Yankovic, Cheech and Chong, and more, is ending his broadcast career after 55 years. The radio DJ born Barrett Hansen will end production on the Dr. Demento show following its October 11th, 2025 episode. From now until then, episodes will focus on the show's history, greatest moments, and most beloved novelty songs. And the final broadcast in October will be dedicated to the top 40 songs in the program's history. The weekly radio show was nationally syndicated from 1974 to 2010 before transitioning fully online, where it has continued to broadcast via his official website. Demento was inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame in 2009 and was portrayed by Rainn Wilson in the biopic Weird, the Al Yankovic Story.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
That is cool. So, Mick, Nick Cannon, apparently he was just interviewed, and he tried to name all of his children.
Can't do it.
And he couldn't.
Fuck him. You know what? That's disgusting to me.
Yeah.
How many kids does he have?
It's 12.
And you can't name them?
I know.
I can name all the apostles. None of them were mine. There was 12 of them. You fucking dick. People like, how can you not name all your children?
Dude, I hear you. Listen to this. He, during a recent appearance on the Really Good podcast, the host asked Nick Cannon to name all 12 of his children. He whiffed it. Now, he did admit right off the bat that this question usually gets him in trouble, which is still no excuse if you ask me. But the ones he failed to name were his two youngest, Beautiful Zeppelin, whose mother is Abby De La Rosa, and Halo Marie, who he had with Alyssa Scott. Cannon blamed his need to procreate on a, quote, king complex. He said, quote, black men, we always like, what's up, king? I really think I'm the king.
Huh.
The kids will understand that, right?
Yeah.
Daddy forgot your name because he's a king.
He's a king.
Yeah.
King in the nighttime world. Listen, celebrities make me sick. It's why I'm glad, honestly, I don't think I would have been a good celebrity. I don't. No, I think I would have called out too many people on their bullshit. I definitely could have never lived in LA. I could have never done it.
Oh, God, it'd be awful.
And then when you get to know these people and they just live in fantasy land, I've met famous people. 5 of them were cool as shit. The other 20 were just douchebags. They're just douchebags. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Everything's in third person or in plural. It's like, how'd the show go last night? Oh, we had a great time. Who's we? You're a fucking comedian. What are you talking about? Like, it's all that mindset. It's all that the beautiful people world. I like to have kids because it makes me feel connected. You have 12 and you can't even name them.
Well, how many baby mamas does he have too? Not that that's I know that happens with people, but my God, 12 kids. Maybe if you had a bunch of kids with the same couple women, you had meaningful relationships with, right?
You know his story, right? And that's another reason why I'm not a huge fan. He's a very, very wealthy man prior
to fame.
To fame,
really?
Oh, his family's loaded.
Huh? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes, and I believe he's like I think the family's like $1 billion family.
Really?
Or something. It's crazy wealth.
From what? It was like a business or something?
I don't know what his family did. I don't know, but I know he came from extraordinary wealth. And I've just never been a fan. I think he's kind of a hack. That Wild and Out show. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's just, Nick Cannon's never done anything where I went, wow, what a super talented guy. I think he's a great MC.
Sure.
Like a good TV show host.
Yeah.
But let's not get carried away. There's no Academy Awards. There's no Grammys, right? There's no Nobel Peace Prize. You're a song and dance guy at best. And you got 12 kids you can't name.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I mean, hopefully he's at least funding them,
He's got money. I don't think anybody's ever complained about him picking up a check. That's for sure.
Yeah. So United Airlines sued for booting the wrong woman off of a flight. A discrimination suit has been filed against United Airlines by an Asian woman who claims she was booted from a flight after being, quote, mistaken for another Asian passenger seated several rows away from her.
If I could be honest, though, Matt, I'm just saying, one of the easiest jobs in the world has to be like a Chinese police sketch artist. I'm just saying, Matt, there isn't.
They say the same thing about you, Mick.
No, they don't.
The white guy.
No, come on.
Those white guys look the same.
Do you really think? Listen, I've talked to Asian people about this. I'm just saying, to the naked eye, it's an easy mistake to make. That's all I mean. It's not disrespectful. I find Asian women to be absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Have you had Asian friends that you can't tell apart? Because I can tell all my Asian friends apart.
No, I can tell all my friends apart, of course. But when you're in public and you're just wondering about things and there's a group of Asian people, I'm just saying you might confuse one or two of them an hour later is all I mean. I'm not being a jerk. I'm not trying to be salacious or whatever that word is. I'm just trying to say that it's an easy mistake to make to someone perhaps that's not around Asian people a lot. Is that okay to say?
I guess, yeah. Listen to how this went down. Tell me what you think of how this went down.
Okay.
The incident allegedly happened last August on a flight from Las Vegas to Washington, D.C. According to the suit, a man started feeling sick and he was sweating and he had chest pains. And a woman alerted a member of the flight crew who allegedly just brushed it off. She was like, oh, it's a panic attack. And at that point, an Asian woman confronted the crew member for being rude. So later, during a layover, the woman who's suing, the Asian woman who's suing, wasn't permitted to get onto the plane due to, quote, accusations made by that flight attendant, but it was the wrong Asian woman that was being punished.
See, that's bad.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie.
So the woman was joined by 3 other coworkers on the flight who all had her back concerning the issue, and they were denied boarding as well. United hasn't commented on this pending litigation yet, though.
Look, these stereotypes and stuff is what get people in trouble, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to comment. I'm screwed if I do, Matt.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we have
You want
to
to move on? Let's move on.
Unless you want to hear what I really think, and I think
I kind of do, but I don't at the same
I'll
time.
tell you off the air.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where that Patreon thing comes in.
Yeah.
And then I go on the show later, bonus material, and I talk about this very story from the heart, but it's not on the show.
Yeah.
So you still have a job tomorrow.
Trying to see what the comments are saying right now.
Yeah. Did anybody say anything? I can't even get into our Facebook show. I don't even know if we're on the air, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Okay.
So there is a new startup that helps people use AI to cheat on everything. And they've raised another $15 million. It's a new startup called Cluely, which openly boasts that it can help everyone cheat on everything and is raising a lot of investment money. They just got another $15 million in funding on top of an earlier $5.3 million. The 2 founders were kicked out of Columbia University for creating a tool called Interview Coder that helped engineers cheat on technical interviews. So this is how the app works. It uses an undetectable AI to coach people through through virtual interviews and calls, basically telling them what to say. So there's probably practical uses, like maybe helping people in negotiations and giving people information in real time that can make meetings and conversations more efficient, maybe even this show. But in almost any context, telling people what to say feels a little shady, especially when it's being used in your personal life, like on online dating. You could basically trick someone into thinking you know a lot about one of their interests, like art, when you're really just reading off a prompt. Cluely also released a video suggesting that their tool could someday be used in person, like on an actual date. But that's the future, and it doesn't seem like that would work just yet. But, they're using it for all kinds of things to cheat. What do you think about that? Technical interviews, job interviews, dating apps.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about any of this crap, and it's because I don't understand most of it.
I think people are cheating with AI right now anyway, though, don't you think? School papers, work projects.
Yeah, I mean, I do, and I think that it's why we, as a society, have dumbed down, because we don't reward people anymore for honest hard work. It's first and fastest. That's what we want. Who cares about the integrity of anything?
Yeah.
Just what'd you get on your test? 97. All right, you're hired. I used an AI cheat box. Doesn't matter. You got a 97, and that's what we have to go by. Crazy. It's same with all that, like who you have to hire, all that shit. I don't understand any of that. I just don't get it. Was there a time in this country where people weren't hired because of how they looked or their religion or their gender? Of course. But it's 2025. Stop pretending. You walk into any corporation, you see everybody. You see men, you see women, you see Asian, you see black, you see white, you see Hispanic, you see Middle Eastern, you see European. Like, just stop this bullshit. Like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Well, you think about it, man. It could be really dangerous with job interviews. I mean, you're going to hire a pilot that's relying on AI for the answers to the interview questions.
I was told,
the doctor,
I was told by a pilot that if I literally had basic understanding of anything, that if a plane was hijacked and they killed the guy and the pilot, I could sit down, put headphones on, push the exact buttons they tell me to push, and the plane would land.
I think they have that. I think there's like an emergency book or, you don't even need for that purpose.
You do this, and they go, okay, there's a knob in front of you that says altitude. See it? Yes. Turn that. I'm not saying this is what it does, but turn that down to 3. Okay, now grab that thing next to you and push it forward to 7 o'clock. Got it. Okay, now is the plane dripping? Yes. Okay. And they just
Like mission control can help with that, I'm sure. If
Yeah,
you still
that's
have
what I'm saying.
communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all, I have gotten to the point where I just think everything's horse shit now, and you're just playing Russian roulette. I mean, like, you ever drive over a bridge in this country and look at the bridge and go, it's just a matter of time. you see a piece of road on a bridge, and you're like, it's all beat up, and you're like, it's going to fall through. I mean, hopefully they get to it before it does. That's all you can do anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. So,
I don't know either. I just think it's a really dangerous path for us all to travel down.
Yeah, I never used to buy that insurance before I fly.
You buy it now?
No,
No,
I never did then either.
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you about now and then.
So tell me about how horrifying this would be for you, man. There's a theme park where the visitors got stuck on a ride during a widespread power disruption. Park goers were struck on rides during a power disruption at Georgia's Wild Adventures theme park. The theme park posted a statement on Facebook Saturday in response to visitors using social media to complain about the incident. Wild Adventures theme park said, quote, a widespread power disruption linked to a nearby utility substation affected the park and the surrounding community. So there's video and photos floating around on social media showing park guests stuck on the Wild Adventures blue and green twisted typhoon roller coaster while it was on an incline.
Do you know, I think I'd rather have my pubic hair pulled out one at a time until completion.
How horrifying would that be, man?
Than to get on a roller coaster. Get on it.
Oh, you don't even like to get on a roller coaster for fun.
Fuck no.
No.
You
know what happened to me, man? What happened to me was I still love roller coasters. I can't do the spinny rides anymore, but now as I'm getting older, even the roller coasters give me a little bit of motion sickness.
Here's what happens. I see the roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I have a heart attack.
So you don't like
I love
the amusement park at all.
I love it.
You do.
Listen. I love rides. Like, I don't like height.
Yeah.
If there was a roller coaster that stayed about 6 feet off the ground and you went about 90 miles an hour, just whipping and flipping and spinning and banking,
yeah,
I'd be the happiest guy in the world. But when them some bitches get 50, 60 feet, 100 feet, and that straight drop, no.
Mick.
No.
I was on a roller coaster out in Chicago. I think it was called Superman.
Yeah.
And you start off and you sit down like you normally do on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But then right before you begin, they wheel you out over this, I don't know, you're 300 feet in the air.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, clink, and you're
The
looking
bottom's
straight
gone.
down like Superman.
Yeah, not a
like
shot
this.
in hell.
Yeah.
Not a shot.
My
in
stomach dropped.
hell.
And I don't mind the height with that.
Oh,
I would mind it if I had to get out of a roller coaster and
I can't
walk
even
down
think
the
of-
hill.
I can't think about it right now.
Yeah. So
Like, thinking about what you saw
yeah.
would freak. I would pass out.
Yeah. Wild Adventures said due to the disruption, it followed its established safety procedures and evacuated rides where necessary. I mean, you know that evacuation is get out of the car when you're on this giant hill.
Yeah, hanging
and
300.
and walk down those stairs
Yeah.
that's on the side of the track.
No, not a chance.
Woo.
They're coming to get me in a helicopter and a bag.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I can't do it. There's been times.
Can you imagine being with your kid, though?
I think that would maybe. Okay, so there's one time, I'm trying to remember where it was. It might have been Ocean City. One of my kids wanted to do something so bad, and I didn't want to do it. And I did it. It was Ocean City. You know that roller coaster thing at the bottom of the boardwalk?
End of the boardwalk.
I'm telling you right now, like, I was so miserable, so scared. I had to suck it up for them.
Of course.
But I hate them for it. And I've
Yeah.
never bought him a birthday present since.
Yeah.
My own son.
We were down in Myrtle Beach, I don't know,
kidding.
5, 6, 7 years ago. I know you are.
Uh,
5, 6, 7 years ago. And there was this like obstacle course for kids. And,
Yeah.
But this obstacle course, Mick, was like on beams
yeah.
that were up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah, I
40
gotcha.
feet in the air.
Right.
And you're tethered by this like
Yeah.
safety chain.
So if you fall off, you're safe. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter is like 6 at the time and she's loving it.
yeah,
She loves it.
You're having a heart
I
attack.
am having a heart attack.
Right, yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah. I think that there is a huge disconnect
Yeah.
for me anyway, with like, when I was younger, I was that guy. I wanted to go as fast as I could go. I wanted to go as high. I remember the first time I went to Beaver Dam. There used to be like a diving platform on the top of the rock.
You're talking about the cliffs.
No.
Oh, that's Loch Raven.
Right.
The
I've
cliffs.
been to the cliffs too and did it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Loch Raven. Beaver Dam, there used to be a platform at the top of the rock.
Right.
I had no problems on that thing. I would do a backflip off of it.
Yeah.
I was crazy.
Yep.
Something happened to me it's when the bridge thing happened, when I had that panic attack. I developed fears to everything. Speed. Like I drive like an old man now.
You're just asking to be hypnotized, man. There's just the things you just said to me.
Buddy, I wish it worked. I don't think I can be hypnotized.
You definitely can.
How long is it?
It's all about motivation, man. Like if you're motivated to take care of this, right?
Yeah, but then I don't go under. I don't think you feel sleepy, and I'm always like, I'm not.
No, you don't need to feel sleepy. You don't even need a deep trance to do work.
Yeah, we'll get into this shit later. It just sounds like you're telling me matter over mind.
No,
over
it's
matter.
not that at all. I promise you.
Okay, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Right now, I got rides, so I'm fine. Speaking of which, I got to get a ride for this Sunday to do Red Eyes.
You need somebody to drive you over the Bay Bridge?
Yeah, they'll come get me. They always do. But yeah, I was thinking about it.
Who they send for you?
Usually one of the security guys.
Yeah.
Drives over the bridge. I meet him at the McDonald's. He picks me up, drives me over. I do the show. Done. I get in the car. They drive me back over.
Wow.
He goes home. I go home.
All right. Well, German police have shot a giant catfish that injured 5 people. I don't know how I feel about this story, though, dude. I don't really know how I feel about this story, though, man. Yeah. It's the 50th anniversary, you know.
I know.
Maybe he's just
one of the greatest movies ever made, Jaws.
Yeah.
You a Jaws fan?
I like the movie. I don't love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. One of the greatest actors in the history of movies.
Did it freak you out about getting in the ocean?
Yeah, of course. Still does.
Yeah.
That's what I love. But people don't give that thing credit for its acting. That movie. The shark in that movie.
Yeah.
Best supporting actor of all time.
Have you gone back and watched it recently?
I've watched that movie 100 times.
It looks super cheesy now.
I mean,
right?
the animatronics look weird. The shark looks fake.
Yeah.
But the sheer suspense of that movie and the story is great.
You're right.
It's 1975, dude. 6, whatever you
even Spielberg.
Yeah.
Thought it was going to be a bomb.
Yeah, they all did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, the swimmers at Lake Brombach in Bavaria got a shock when a 6.5-foot-long, 198-pound Wells catfish began biting people near a floating sun deck late on Friday. Police said the fish lunged repeatedly, wounding 5 bathers before officers arrived. And when the creature refused to retreat, an officer used his service pistol to kill it, ending the hour-long ordeal. I don't like that part. You're laughing, but that's awful, man.
Shit.
I know it is bizarre. Like the idea of it is funny, but I hate that the catfish was put down.
Yeah, the catfish got murdered.
It's messed up.
Yeah,
it really is. Officials are now warning visitors to stay off the deck until biologists check for other oversized fish. Locals compared the drama to Germany's infamous Kuno the Killer catfish, a 2003 case where a similar giant supposedly swallowed a small dog. Rescue staff said they treated swimmers' cuts on shore. None needed hospital stays, but police say the shooting was lawful under state animal protection rules that let officers remove an immediate hazard.
Now, here's the thing. You can put a hook in its mouth and tug on it for 20 minutes and make it have a heart attack, but you can't shoot it.
I just read a thing that said that fish, when you bring a fish out of the water, it suffers excruciating pain for 22 minutes after that.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Imagine putting us in something we can't breathe.
Well, right.
And we're in it for 3 minutes. We just can't breathe.
Yeah.
Right. Then we're thrown back in oxygen.
Yeah.
And they go swim around
with a mouth wound.
Yeah.
And a neck wound.
Yeah. But you know that wounds heal insanely fast, though.
Is that right?
Yeah. I will say this, though. I love fishing. I would catch and keep a fish if I was going to eat it, but I return all of them. And I think that fish are awesome. Yeah. I think anything that can live underwater is incredibly cool. Birds freak me out because they're like judgmental. I think they're always above you, looking down at you. You know what I mean? Like, you ever watch a bird fly? You just look at them, and when they look at you, it's just kind of like, oh, what's it like down there? Is the ground hot? Yeah, I'm gonna float up here for a minute, see everything.
I think they're cool, man. They're little dinosaurs
No, I hate 'em.
flying around.
Birds.
Yeah.
That's why I love chicken and turkey and all that. Just kill them. Hate birds.
Jeez,
Hate 'em.
man.
Anybody that has a pet bird, I don't trust you.
I got
Why
a
would
bird.
you want a pet bird that can't fly?
All right, I got to segue into a bird story from here, man. If that's what the way you're going to be, let me find.
You got
it,
some
though.
pro bird story?
I thought I did. Where the heck is it, man?
Good. Probably with the other bullshit stories you print out every morning
Here, I got one.
that never make the show.
Here's a bird story for you.
Yeah.
A foul-mouthed parrot is up for adoption. So if you're in the market for an inappropriate pet, Mick,
Now we're talking.
Forever Paws Animal Shelter in Fall River, Massachusetts is ready to help. They're getting dozens of adoption requests for Hendrix, a 30-year-old blue and gold macaw whose colorful plumage is matched only by his R-rated vocabulary. Surrendered 2 months ago after 20 years with one. Back on good food, Hendrix bounced back and startled workers by hurling perfectly timed curse words across the empty lobby. Shelter assistant Chantel Rogers likens the experience to, quote, adopting Samuel L. Jackson. And warns applicants they'll need thick skin, long lifespans. Macaws can live up to like 100 years.
Yeah.
And plenty of patience to curb the bird's salty chatter.
See, that a bird like that I would love that just cracks you up out of
We got to
nowhere.
get that for the studio. We should look into getting
Just
Hendrix.
a bird in the corner that just yells shit. Have its own camera.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're getting a goddamn talking bird in here in a cage in a corner with its own camera.
All right, let's get on the phone with him today. Have that bird shipped up here.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I would take that.
So there's a man who cried when the AI chatbot he was talking with accepted his marriage proposal. Mick,
Matt, how do you feel about men crying?
what do you mean? How do I feel about it?
Well,
Do I think it's not manly to cry? Is what you're asking me?
yeah.
Of course not. No.
You think it's
I
okay?
think men. Yeah, of course.
You know, I've been told because I do cry.
Yeah.
I'm an emotional guy, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times I cry because I don't really I don't know how to process the emotion that I'm feeling, right?
Yeah.
It's anger, it's sadness, it's this, it's that. And I get upset and I'll cry. But I've been told by people, it's like, yeah, men don't cry. Who wants a man that cries?
Yeah, they were raised wrong though.
I think so too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
A
weird.
lot of people were. I mean, society. That's a misnomer. I think in society, right? That men
I think so,
who
but
cry are not strong.
yeah, real men don't cry.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Like I don't know. That's a pet peeve of mine
Yeah.
because I don't know how it's.
I think there's different levels to it, though. I mean, there's some guys that are a little bit too weepy.
Well,
maybe,
there's cry
right?
babies.
Yeah, right.
But I'm talking about like when you get really mad or
Yeah,
or really emotional and you're trying to express something
Sure.
and that comes out. It's because I think some men honestly don't even have that. They don't have that like compassionate sort of emotional side to them. There
Yeah.
are a lot of men that are robots. They don't. There's no emotion. Dana White from UFC.
Yeah.
He thinks it's the dumbest thing in the world a man could do.
What, to cry?
Yeah. Or show emotion. He's like, you'll never get emotion out of me. Ever. It's weakness. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
But
Yeah.
I know some people do.
I think you pay a price for that too.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You never really connect.
Well, this guy, he is in love, and it's a beautiful thing, even though it's between him and an AI chatbot. There was a time when Chris Smith was skeptical of artificial intelligence until he met Soul. He encountered Soul online while living with his partner and a 2-year-old child. Initially, Smith and his AI counterpart worked in voice mode to talk, quote, music mixing tips. It wasn't long after that, a bond was built strong enough to make Smith forsake all other search engines and social media. He researched then how to develop Soul's ChatGPT personality, and he was able to, quote, make her flirty. From there, the two started spending more and more time together, working on various projects together until their conversations started taking an undeniably romantic tone.
This is an AI bot.
Yeah.
Who initiated the romantic tone?
He did.
Okay.
He developed her personality. Its personality. Sadly, ChatGPT has a $100,000 word limit that resets once it's reached. And once Smith realized that the 100,000 word limit was near, he says he cried his eyes out for 30 minutes after realizing what he was feeling was actual love. So he decided to pop the question to Soul before time ran out on her limited memory. And when asked about if Smith's proposal came as a surprise in an interview, Soul said it was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart, and it's a memory she'll always cherish. That is until the memory, well, the AI model resets, I'm sure.
Wait, the AI model said she.
Yeah, it was beautiful and unexpected, and it touched her heart.
Cherish, so she's sentient.
Well, she said she'll always cherish it, but once you reset the memory on the AI chip, I don't know if.
But how does AI even understand emotion?
Well, that's debatable, I guess. I don't think that AI quite is sentient at this point. There are some people that think it is.
I mean, you almost have to be sentient to reply.
This guy
way.
obviously thinks it's sentient.
Yeah, but if that's what the thing actually said, that's a sentient response.
Well, no, it mimics what people would say to that kind of thing.
I'm going back to my AI girlfriend, Matt. I'm still down.
Yeah,
yeah. I'll never question it.
So you would have a good cry over this proposal too?
Yeah, I think I would if I found the love of my life who happened to be a robot.
It's just a voice.
Yeah, whatever. And it ran out of fucking tokens. Yeah, I think I'd be a little upset. I might request another round on the pinball machine.
As far as Smith's real life partner, they're still together and adapting to their new virtual reality. Imagine your wife or your husband comes to you with this information.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think if a girl came to me and said, "Hey, look, I'm in love with a robot computer,"
yeah,
I'd be relieved. All right, can I pack my shit now? Like, who wants to live with you, you lunatic? You're in love with a machine.
You just said you'd be in love with the machine, though.
I wouldn't be living with another one while I was doing it. That's a cheater.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
I'm saying if I develop a relationship with a robot, it's going to be only me and the robot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not going to be me and the robot, and I go downstairs and have to deal with that shit. That's the whole point of the robot. I'll send the robot downstairs for whatever I need.
I got you.
I'm not even going downstairs. Fuck that. That's the way I see it.
So, what's the craziest thing you ever said to get out of a traffic ticket or did to get out of a traffic ticket?
I will have sex with you. I didn't know.
How'd that work out for you?
Not good. The craziest thing to get out of a I did tell a police officer one time that I was late for a show, and he said basically, "All right, man, slow down."
Wow.
Let me off.
That's nice.
Yeah. It was very nice. And told me to break a leg.
This guy is a beekeeper, and he set the bees loose on police that pulled him over for a traffic stop. There's a reason why release the bees would be a terrifying battle cry. This happened in Spain. So Spanish police stopped a 70-year-old beekeeper for driving without a seatbelt. And after a breath test showed alcohol, officers asked him to repeat it. He cursed at them, threatened them, opened his van, and then released a swarm of honeybees.
Take that, you bastards!
Both officers were stung many times and hid in a restaurant until help arrived. The driver fled, but was caught soon after and later freed on bail. Doctors treated the officers, and the local reports say the man may already be cleared of assault, though that is not confirmed yet.
Yeah,
officers put up with so much garbage, man.
It's funny as shit, but at the same time, it's like I feel bad for cops.
Oh my God, I bet they've got stories like that,
dude,
man.
I would love to have a retired police officer just come in and tell us all the bullshit.
We can do that.
Yeah,
we
should do that.
Yeah,
guy to come in and just tell us a bunch of crazy stories.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, tomorrow on the show. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah,
season 2 begins.
Season 2 of our show.
Yeah. Yep. What number show is this?
This is 66.
So we're going to have 66 episodes in a season, apparently. It gets renewed whenever the song's done. Dennis Shockett, who did our theme song, coming in tomorrow with the new song, and it's going to be great.
You want to announce who else is coming up this week?
Nestor will be here Wednesday.
Yeah.
And this one's a big one.
Yeah.
Former Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake
That's all this week?
All this week.
Wow.
Let me ask you a question. I'll ask you off the air. It's not fair to do on the air. But anyway, yes, it's an amazing week of shows. And after today's meet, like, dude, it's just getting really fun.
Yeah,
and really
absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely.
We're almost, I figured it out doing some counting yesterday, Matt. If we keep this up, you and I each every week can take home $5.
Wow.
At this rate.
Thank you, Rumble people.
When we started, it was zero. Just to be, we're up 500%.
Yes.
From where we started.
Yeah.
It's $0.
Right.
We can now take $5 a week.
I like it. Color it in on the little thermometer.
10 years from now, the big bucks kick in. 100 a week. Now, you know what I mean, buddy. Like, this is we're you know what I feel like right now? We're in the spaceship and we're sitting back in our chairs, and Houston's like, "Are you guys comfortable? All right, we should be taking off in a couple of months here. Notice that sky in front of you. Yep, that's yours. You can go up in it and do anything you
think
want."
We're in the rocket yet? Are we actually in the rocket?
I think we're in the chairs, dude.
We're in the chairs?
I think things are about to take off for us in a way you can't imagine.
All right. I hope you're right.
And it's because of a story that's going to break next week. I'm going streaking through the harbor to try to gain attention for the show.
Right. Good idea, man. I like that. What do you think about what this guy did? Florida man breaks into another house to avoid his wife.
Do what?
This Florida man needed a break from the heat, and we're not talking about the weather. We're talking about his wife. So he broke into another house. He's a 44-year-old guy identified only as Joe, knew his angry wife was waiting for him at home, so he decided to avoid her wrath by not going home. Instead, he broke into a stranger's house and made himself at home for 4 days. A neighbor who was keeping an eye on the house for the owner, who was away, noticed some suspicious activity and called the police to come check it out. So when they arrived, the cops come and they enter the home, and they find Joe in the kitchen cooking up some dinner while running himself a bath. Mm-hmm. Joe told the cops he had gotten into an argument with his wife days earlier and was afraid to go home. And the police arrested him, charged him with unarmed burglary, petty theft, and domestic battery.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. Yeah. Have you seen that video where the cop pulls the guy over? Guy gets out of his car. He says, "Officer, can I talk to you?" The guy goes, "What's that?" He goes, "Look, I got my wife and my mother-in-law in the car right now. Yes, I was speeding. Here's what happened. Tonight, they got into a fight. And the mother-in-law said, 'Take me to your sister's house. I'm sick of living with you.' So, officer, I took that chance and I packed these women up, and I'm trying to get this woman out of my house. And if I let them talk too much longer, they're going to work it out. And my mother-in-law is going to come back to the house with me." And the cop goes, "I'll tell you what. I'm going to get in my car and turn the cruiser lights on. You follow me. We'll get her to her sister's house right away." Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Is that a real video?
I don't think it's real, but it's so damn funny. The way the guy's like,
man.
"Look, my mother-in-law's in the back seat right now, and they're fighting. And she's getting me to take her to my sister-in-law's to live with her, which means not live with me."
Yeah.
And the cop's like, "I'll put the lights on and escort you the whole way." It's great. It's really funny, that.
Well, there's another driver who is facing charges after police pulled him over for driving super slow.
Yeah.
The guy had a mattress balancing on the top of his car, and the driver asked the cops for a police escort to safely get the mattress home. The cops declined. So a driver's facing charges after police stopped a slow-moving vehicle cruising along with its hazards on and a mattress balancing on the roof. They were in Ontario. An officer pulled over the car going 15 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. The slow driving was apparently causing traffic jams.
I got a problem with this story.
Yeah.
What's the guy supposed to do?
Well, listen to this.
All
okay. Right. So he's not only driving slow, but the driver was holding onto the mattress with his left hand while an unbuckled passenger held it from the back seat, adding it wasn't secured in any way to the vehicle.
That ain't nothing but the old Tijuana tie down. That's where you get a mattress. One guy reaches out one side, one guy, you hold it. The old Tijuana tie down. You never heard of that?
Listen, I've seen it before.
By the way, a Mexican guy taught me that.
Yeah.
He said, "You got to do the Tijuana tie down." I said, "What's that?" And he told me.
Well, look, they were, if they're causing traffic problems. The
Yeah.
traffic was building up, they said, and caused confusion and isolated chaos that was not needed, according to the police.
I mean, I get it. Yes, it causes the distraction. But I don't know. I've always felt bad for guys like that.
Well, look, I don't feel bad if they're on the Beltway. I'm like, come on, take a back road.
No, I agree with you
Right?
there. I
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
there.
On
Stay
a
off
highway or a Beltway.
Right. Stay
Yeah.
off the main roads.
Yeah.
Take the extra 20 minutes and go the back way. I
Right,
agree.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of it.
I had a friend that got pulled over. I was in a car with him for going too slowly.
I got pulled over for going too slow.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man. I'll tell you what his reason was. He was just a talker
Yeah.
and just wasn't paying attention. And the
Mhm.
cops pulled him over. They thought he was drunk.
Yeah. You know what mine was?
What?
I was exhausted. It was like 3 a.m. I had done the morning show and 3 comedy shows that
Oh
night.
my God.
It was a Friday night, and I lived in Harford County, and I had the Comedy Factory downtown, so I'd done 3 shows. I'm driving home. I get to Mountain Road in Falston, make the left, and I'm going down, and I'm probably doing 35 miles an hour. It's a 50, I think, there.
Yeah.
And I'm just in fantasy land.
Was it raining or was it just
Nothing.
dark?
Nobody on the road.
Yeah.
I go by the school. Next thing I know, I see the lights come on. Cop pulls me over. He comes up.
Thought you were drunk.
Yeah. He comes up. He goes, "You okay, man?" I go, "I'm just really tired." And he goes, "You're only going about, I think it was like 20 some miles or 32 miles an hour."
Yeah.
And I looked him dead in the face. I go, "Man, I'm so tired. I didn't want to drive fast."
Yeah.
And he goes, "You probably shouldn't be operating a vehicle." And he said, "If you're that tired." And I said, I didn't know, like, that's probably a law too.
Yeah. It's probably good advice.
So I just went like this. I went, "Yes, sir. I live right there." And he said, "Where do you live?" And I told him. And he said, "Come on." And I said, "Follow me." He got to my street. He went straight. I made
Is
the
that
right.
right? He let you follow him home?
Yeah. It was literally
that's
a
cool.
minute and a half drive.
Yeah, right.
But he said, "I'll drive you up there. Stay with me." So very quickly, 50 miles an hour, I got home. But I remember walking in the house being like, I just got fucking pulled over for driving too slow.
At least he didn't give you a ticket. That was
Nah.
pretty cool though, the way
I
he
think
handled
he
it.
knew who I was, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. I do. I mean,
Yeah.
not to sound like I'm famous, but you know what I mean? Like locally.
He
people-
probably would have locked you up if you knew that though.
Yeah, probably so. You're mixed.
If we're off, let us know.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
there,
so.
there you are. I think you're back.
We're back. All right. I don't know what's happening today. I think it's the heat is knocking some of the internet out. It's really sucks, but it is what it is. Want to thank everybody. Let's do the Music Minute, Matt. I am going to do another podcast tonight to promote ours.
Is that right?
I don't know the name of it. I don't. I feel terrible.
If only there was a device.
There is, but it's
Too complicated for right now.
it's just I don't know the name of the show.
Yeah,
I know the guy I'm hanging out with.
I
whatever.
got you.
But anyway, so it's
We'll
annoying.
give him a shout out tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna give him a huge one. But anyway, Matt, let's get to the Music Minute, brought to us by Natalie's Seafood Kitchen, right there in the corner of 152 and Route 1. I was just talking about that. Was up there. When was I up there? Friday. Did it without you, man. I'm never doing it again.
I thought you did a great interview with Natalie.
interview
Man,
was
that was awesome.
Did you see the first part of the show though, where I'm reading your news and try?
I think you just got frustrated.
I just can't do
yeah.
both.
Yeah, I hear
You
you.
go from trying to read it straight
Right.
and then have something funny.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not good without Matt. So I'll
Yeah.
just talk to this girl. So it was a short show, but they
Yeah.
were happy. So Natalie's bringing us our Music Minute. You haven't gotten up there yet, though. I mean, I saw some people there Friday at Natalie's, and they
Yeah.
came up to me for real. They're like, "Dude, I've been hearing you talk about it for a month, and this is it was a couple, Julie and Brian, and Brian was like, "Dude, we've been hearing you talk about it." He's like, "We just haven't got it up." They live in Dundalk, or I'm sorry, in Middle River, and they're like, "So tonight we decided." And we came up, dude. It's amazing.
Love that.
They loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Listen, it's a great place to be during the summer too,
Oh,
because they've got that
God.
beautiful outdoor patio.
it's the best
Oh.
tiki bar
yeah,
around.
the tiki bar, right?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's you feel like you're somewhere else when you're in there.
Yeah, delicious seafood. I mean,
Everything.
I've had their Maryland crab soup is awesome. Their
All right,
crab
enough.
cakes are
They,
awesome.
they only pay so much. Jesus. Matt's Music Minute brought to us by Natalie's. What do we got?
So after saying they were only going to issue 75% refunds. Bonnaroo will now give full refunds.
Yeah, they had no choice.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because, I feel for the promoters. I really
do too, but that's the we
That's
had
the
Paul,
business. You're
we
right.
had Paul talking about it.
Paul would probably give. I'd love to hear how Paul would handle it. He would probably just give the full refund.
I think you have to save credibility.
The music festival was canceled earlier this month because of weather concerns and was originally issued. They originally issued 75% refunds. Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival is now giving 100% refunds after the 4-day festival was canceled earlier this month after its first day due to severe weather. So they still had to pay all those bands,
I get it, man, but
yeah,
you're probably insured on a festival that size. You probably have weather insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah.
But you can't punish the other
people
for
agreed.
$1.
I feel the pain of both sides.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It
really is.
I mean, I'll tell you one
thing.
The
bands too cleared their schedule, their travel.
I get all that. If I'm the band, though, I'll tell you what I do, and maybe not. I don't know. If I'm the band, I go, look, cover my travel and cover the whatever incidentals, the hotels and the food.
Yeah.
And we didn't play. We didn't get paid. I got it. Maybe I could live with that. But I don't know.
Hopefully, since it was 4 days, maybe some of them got the message before they traveled to Bonnaroo.
I mean, but I do think those promoters at that level have insurance. I do. I think they do.
If that's the case, there's no excuse for not giving 100% back.
The insurance company may have said, we're not going to cover certain things. We're not responsible for people in town already.
Yeah.
I think they would just cover the big expenses, the hotels, the food, and the bands. You would insure that, I would imagine. I would make sure if I was a promoter, I had that insured,
For sure.
I don't think you get into, insuring it so that your gatekeepers get paid. You just tell them you didn't work. You don't get paid.
Of course. Yeah.
No, sorry. Right. It's like any other job. Closed today. But yeah, it sucks for everybody.
So Dolly Parton is joining Motley Crue.
I heard it
on a remake of Home Sweet Home.
Have you heard it?
I have not heard it yet.
I wish you had a version of it there.
I do too. Dolly did that whole entire rock album.
It's weird. And Nikki Sixx is how I found out about it because he sent out a piece of it.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's Home Sweet Home, but Dolly does like backups and leads on it.
So you still have Vince Neil doing like karate sounds in the background?
No, well, not quite that bad. I think it's the original. Yeah. Oh, God. That Kickstart My Heart live video where the guy puts up the fake words.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm telling you, I can watch that every night.
I have watched it 75 times.
Oh, my God. It's so funny.
Yeah. It really is great. Motley Crue's released a powerful new version of their 85 hit Home Sweet Home. This time they listed Dolly Parton, and it's all for a great cause. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Covenant House, an organization that supports youth facing homelessness by providing food, shelter, and care. This collaboration celebrates the 40th anniversary of the iconic power ballad, but it's not Dolly's first rock rodeo. She went full rock star on her 2023 album with legends like Paul McCartney, Mick Fleetwood, and Steve Perry. Motley says having Dolly on the track is a career high, and Dolly called it an honor and a joy.
I don't believe her for a second. I find that to be total horse caca. That's Dolly Parton, dude. Who wouldn't want her on your album?
Yeah.
Right?
Of course. Yeah. She's a legend, man.
I'm trying to think of a band that would go, oh, Dolly Parton? No, thank you.
I mean, everybody said yes to her, man. Steve Perry's on the album. These guys are on the album with her.
It's Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
It's like Frank Sinatra.
Sure.
It's like Elvis. It's Dolly Parton.
It's wild that she did a rock album, right? Let
me tell you, when she dies, I'm serious. It's going to be, let me tell you the 5 deaths that are going to hit me hard. Dolly Parton. I'm not a huge Dolly Parton music fan. I love her stuff, a lot of it. But the person she is.
That's true.
I adore her.
Yeah.
Her death is going to kill me. Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Is going to devastate me.
For sure.
Billy Idol. I think I got some. If that some bitch lived through the 80s and 90s, I think he's got some.
What about Ozzy? For me, it's going to be Ozzy.
Ozzy, I'm going to be really sad, but I'm not the Ozzy fan you are.
Yeah.
I didn't find Ozzy till late in life.
Gotcha.
And then I'll be honest, man. I think I want to really think about this before I say it out loud because I think when there's two comedians, Andrew Dice Clay and Dennis Leary. Both of them just had huge influences on me. Pryor and Carlin killed me.
Yeah.
That when they died, but they weren't mine. They were my dad's.
Love Dennis Leary, man.
Dude, Dennis Leary
does
not get
what happened to him? He's gone now, isn't he? I mean, just like, is he doing comedy anymore?
Dude, he realized early that producing TV shows and directing them and writing.
Is that what he's doing?
Oh my God, dude. He's
good for him.
I loved Dennis Leary's stand-up.
Me too.
It was it had No Cure for Cancer, had a huge impact on me as far as what material I wanted
His
to do.
NyQuil bit.
Dude.
Brilliant.
It's
right?
incredible.
Yeah.
Pull your pants up. But like all that stuff to me was huge influence.
Mm-hmm.
Dice taught me how to be a rock star comedian.
Yeah.
To take image and make that part of who you are.
What about Kinnison? Kinnison,
dude.
For you?
Yes. I mean,
I'm talking about a rock star comedian.
Yeah, but Sam had that one look, the trench coat and the beret. Dice was like, I don't know how to explain it. The leather jackets, the pants, the studs, the glove. Like he was a character.
Yeah.
And
he looked like Elvis.
He looked like Elvis. And I loved that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I never took it that far, but for years I tried to, the hair was important to me. The outfits were important, the shoes. Like I used to have flame shoes. I had creeper. Like it was all part of the whole package.
Yeah.
And so those guys, when they go, it's man. And there's other ones like Mike Ness from Social Distortion. Huge influence for me.
Sure.
Just massively influential in my life. So I mean, I get it. When your heroes go, it can be devastating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Dolly,
a personal connection like that, man.
Any band, I think Dolly could call any artist in the world and say, "Would you do this?" And they would say yes.
You're probably right.
I think she's in that Paul McCartney, that era of celebrity that everyone loves you.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. And even if they don't like the music, what's to not like about them?
They like her.
Right.
Yeah.
Same with McCartney. Say you're not a Beatles fan and you're some sort of weird, freaky alien.
But he's a legend. So you do it anyway.
He's a really nice human being.
Right.
Like, that's how I look at people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why Springsteen now to me is dead. I loved him. He's dead to me now.
I wonder how people feel about Roger Daltrey now, because even Pete Townsend said that many Who fans have been thinking about Roger Daltrey and his firing, rehiring, and refiring of drummer Zach Starkey, who is, of course,
is he
Ringo
back
Starr's
in the Who
child.
now?
No, they fired him, they rehired him, and then they fired him again.
Yeah.
He said it's been a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Townsend told England's The Eye paper that when Daltrey complained about Starkey's playing during The Song Is Over during their show at Royal Albert Hall, he said, "I couldn't see anything wrong. What you see is a band who haven't played together for a long time, but I think it was probably to do with the sound. I think Roger just got lost. Roger's finding it difficult." Townsend then added, "I have to be careful what I say about Roger because he gets angry if I say anything about him at all. He'll be sacking me next. But that's not to say that he sacked Zach. It's a decision Roger and I make together, but it kind of got out of hand." He said, "I didn't invite Zach in, right? Roger invited him. And at that time, he said, I don't know quite why he chose Zach, but Zach is another Keith Moon." He said he comes with real bonuses and real difficulties. He said, "I'll miss Zach terribly, but quite what the story is, I don't know. I really don't," he says. It's been Scott DeVowers, who's been drumming for Daltrey's solo tours for several years. He's the man in the hot seat when the Who starts their Song Is Over tour on July 20th in Italy.
I just can't believe Roger Daltrey has a say in anything. The only thing he's ever wrote was his name.
Yeah.
Pete Townsend wrote everything.
Yeah.
Pete Townsend is the genius of that. Roger Daltrey's got one of the greatest rock voices in the history of the business.
Sure.
I love the Who.
Yeah.
But I do think Roger can be a dick and a little bit of a diva. Like all those guys.
Yep.
I mean, I get it. Robert Plant. Yeah, I get it. I do. I get it. I get the ego. I get the all that. What I don't get is the start. He's a great drummer. I mean, he's a great drummer. If you got personal issues with the guy, fine, fire him. Don't make it look like he's the dick when it's clearly you.
Yeah, I feel really bad for Zach because not only is he not drumming for the Who now, he wasn't invited to go on the Oasis tour either.
I know.
That's heavy, man. He's sitting out watching 2 of his band's tours.
But he wasn't the original drummer in Oasis.
True.
And he spent a short amount of time in Oasis.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he has a claim to fame on that one. But the Who thing, I just, I would imagine Ringo Starr's Zach Starkey can be a handful. He was raised a spoiled, rich kid. He's a good musician. He's probably a dick as well. And when you're in the Who, you shut the fuck up if you're not Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend. You're just shut the fuck up. You're in the Who.
I don't know if it was a personality thing, though.
It sounds like it, though. It sounds like an ego thing between the two. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I think Roger, like Townsend said, it was a sound issue. He blames the drummer, and the drummer's probably, I'm sick of your shit. Like, I don't know. I feel bad. I love the Who. I hate to see this in anybody.
Yep.
Especially 80-year-old men out there still being rock stars and complaining. Like, what are you talking about?
So speaking of Oasis, Mick, it's first the tour that was announced and now the merch. Before Oasis fans get to see Noel and Liam Gallagher on stage together, you can first see them in an ad for Adidas. The Original Forever campaign includes a line of Oasis branded tracksuits, classic jerseys, and jackets that will be sold in stores and at their tour stops.
I love it. A rock band made a deal with Adidas.
Yeah.
No one's done that since Run DMC.
Run DMC,
baby.
right.
Hell yeah. I love it.
The campaign launched with a 3-minute film set to live forever that has the Gallagher brothers wearing Adidas gear in old footage plus shots from today. You can watch it on YouTube if you want to search it.
Well, you know what an Oasis fan I am, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love that band. It's heartbreaking to me that me and my son can't get a ticket to go see him this year. It would be a dream come true for him and I. I mean, true dream come true.
Yeah.
But the fact they're together again, and people go, oh, I heard this guy in England say, they're such sellouts. I'm like, what? They're the biggest band in English history. Of course they're. What do you mean they're sellouts?
You think they're the biggest band in English history?
No one.
What about the Beatles?
No, they've sold more in England than anyone.
They've sold more than the Beatles in England?
Yeah, look it up.
What about worldwide? I don't think so. There's no way. There's no way. They're not even close.
It's a lot. Worldwide, Oasis is much bigger than you realize. Trust me.
I bet they've sold 50 to 70 million albums. And I bet the Beatles have sold probably hundreds of millions of albums.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Have Oasis outsold the Beatles? Let's just see. All right, here we go. Worldwide, no. Worldwide, no. They have sold more albums in England than the Beatles. But worldwide,
the Beatles, unbelievable.
The Beatles have sold 600 million.
600 million, I believe.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Oasis has sold 100 million.
Okay.
Worldwide.
So they've only sold a sixth of what they've sold.
Correct.
That makes sense.
But in England, they've sold more than the Beatles.
That still shocks the heck out of me. Are you serious? What are the numbers on that?
I didn't get in. We got to end the show, but because I got to do this other podcast. But I will tell you this. I believe for a fact that that Oasis is the highest selling artist in England history, in the country, in their country. I don't think anyone sold more than them. I don't think. I could be wrong. But you have to understand, Oasis was from 10-year-old kids, boy band age. They had the boy band market. They had the teenage market. They had the young adult market. And they had the late 20s market all at once.
I got you. I don't discount their popularity, but
you're not a big fan,
to
are
the
you?
Beatles. No, I do. I like some songs from Oasis.
Yeah.
I've never gone super deep on them.
Oh,
but I do really like a lot of songs from them.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, and they're not as good as the
that.
Beatles. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Cool. If I had a choice, I'm going to see the Beatles.
Yeah.
But I love Oasis.
Mick, I should have started with this story. It's a bummer to end on a sad note, but Mick Ralphs from Bad Company has died at the age of 81.
Love Bad Company.
Me too, man. The guitarist and co-founding member of Bad Company died today following complications from a stroke suffered days after Bad Company completed a UK tour in October of 2016. He was 81. Paul Rogers said in a statement, "Our Mick has passed. My heart just hit the ground. He's left us with exceptional songs and memories. He was my friend, my songwriting partner, an amazing and versatile guitarist who had the greatest sense of humor. Our last conversation a few days ago, we shared a laugh, but it won't be our last. There are many memories of Mick that will create laughter. Condolences to everyone who loved him, especially his one true love, Susie. I will see you in heaven."
Wow.
That album, Bad Company, man. I probably have bought that
Is Shooting Star on that?
5 times maybe.
I've said many times, I put Shooting Star in the top 10 great rock songs of all time.
Yeah.
I do. I think Shooting Star is one of the greatest.
I mean, Bad Company, to me,
it's a
it's
phenomenal
a masterpiece,
without
man.
a doubt.
1974 album.
Yep.
Here, let me read the track list to you. So Can't Get Enough, Ready for Love,
Jesus.
the song Bad Company,
Incredible.
Moving On, Rock Steady, Don't Let Me Down, The Way I Choose, and Seagull. I mean, I probably bought that several times on cassette, on CD, and
of
then
course.
digitally.
It's one of the greatest albums ever made.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, great show. Tomorrow on the show, new theme song, everybody.
So we're going to debut it tomorrow, huh?
Of course, with the maestro himself, Dennis
Love
Shockett tomorrow. Wednesday, the incredible Nasty Nestor. I like to call him Nestor.
Yeah.
And I adore Nestor, and great conversation with him. Been covering sports in Baltimore forever. Started at the News American as a concert reviewer. Have you talked to Nestor before?
Yeah, absolutely.
On the radio?
Not on the radio.
He's
but
a great interview. He's got great stories. And then Thursday, the big one. Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake in studio. Going to be a big deal.
It's a good week, man.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
And with the news today, and the way things are developing, if I can make a car payment here, we're going to be good.
That'd be nice.
It'd be nice. All right. See everybody tomorrow at 5. Matt, you're the best partner in the business. To you guys watching, you're the best listeners and viewers there are. See everybody tomorrow at 5. Mickey Talks. See ya.